Hello, welcome to my weekly video. Today I am going to be showing you a card with the Painterly Pears designer series paper. Yeah, I had that right, Painterly Pears. And then these are new to me. I just got these, I believe on Friday night. Anyway, I just got these recently, and they're the part of the online exclusives that were released on the beginning of July. I didn't get the date that they were actually released, but they're new, fairly new to the online exclusives. So I thought I'd use those today. I'll be using one of I think it's this stamp, and then some of the dies. So we'll get started here. Have my card base in Petal Pink, 8.5 by 5.5 score at 4 1/4. And then I have a piece of Secret Sea that's 4 by 5 1/4. And then a piece of the Painterly Pear designer series paper that's just 1/8 of an inch down. So 4 7/8 by 5 2/8, 5 1/8, 5 1/8. I did not do the measurements. So, I really intended to not stamp this. I was going to stamp it and then cut it, but I already have it cut. So hopefully this goes well and it's not terribly crooked. So I'm stamping this. So grateful for that heart of yours. And there is that. That's the only stamping I'm doing. And then I'm going to find my seal and tape the designer series paper to the Secret Sea. And I just pulled these colors from the cardstock. And try to get that straight, but that didn't happen. You can carefully pull that back up and it should be fine. And that's why I usually don't go all the way across one side in case I have to pull it back up. It's easier to get, like on the long sides, I just had that little bit. So it's easier to get to the long side and get that pulled up. And I'm still not quite straight on there. It is what it is. And then clean up that glue a little bit, that tape. See, that's why I'd like to do that. But sometimes it's just easier to go all the way across when I'm on video. And then stick this down on my Petal Pink. And then I already have some dies made. This is actually this leaf. And I just chopped the bottom off because most of it was going to be underneath the label anyway. So I'm going to lay that kind of up there where I think I want it, just to give it a little dimension under there. So I think that looks good. And I have the adhesive sheet on this. So now this becomes like a sticker. And I just have to stick that down. And I think I want that kind of like that. So pull that down. And this is out of Mossy Meadow. And Mossy Meadows in the cardstock. And I have some leaves that are Secret C, just to pull in the colors from the designer series paper. And now I'm going to go ahead, oh, I don't know, I hadn't decided which way I was going to do this. Build the flowers onto the label and then put the label on dimensionals. I know the label is going to go on dimensionals, and I got to poke those out. This is, I also use the adhesive sheet on this. Just, this one has more space to add glue to, but I just did that. See, that's where the label's going to go. I just did the adhesive sheet to keep it simple and to make it easy. And then I'm going to put that one right there. Oh, and I may have to chop that off. And I didn't get the adhesive sheet on that piece of paper quite like I wanted, but yeah, so that's one reason I'm using this one on the out, that's going to go over the label. And there's scissors. And snip that off a little bit so it doesn't show through the center of the flower. And kind of like that. And I didn't want to push that down because I got to get this other leaf in. And I was going to go right there with that leaf, I think. And again, I'll cut that one off. And peel this off. Again, I have the adhesive sheet. This one's on the whole thing. And put that there. And then I'll put this on dimensionals. And then I have some embellishments. I did not open them. I like to have that stuff open before I start. And I didn't. And I think I'll go with the Mossy Meadow. And I think I'm going to do just a couple, like, kind of get it where there's not a dimensional, so it kind of doesn't give it extra bulk in the mailing. And then put another one. If it would stop sticking to my finger, put another one right there like that. And there you have a nice card with designer series paper and those dies, and then this stamp set, the Label Me Grateful. That's a great stamp set, and it's a bundle, the dies and the stamp set bundled together, but you do not have to get them together. If you just like the sayings but you don't like the dies, get just the sayings. If you don't like those sayings but you like the dies, get the dies. The only thing the dies cut out from the stamp set, the label for the words. And that's it. Yeah, so if you don't like one or the other, then just get the one that you really like, which is what I almost got, just the dies, but then I decided, no, I wanted the stamp set too. So there you go. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you next week. Bye.